It's a new year and I am back on trail and I am back in the Superstition Wilderness. And this week I'm going to be hiking the infamous Icon Loop. The Icon Loop is a 25-mile loop that's inside the Superstition Wilderness. And what it does is it goes around these major icons that are found here in the Supes. It was developed by the infamous Jerry Arizona. Now he has a great channel. He has a lot of hiking and backpacking trips in Arizona and Utah. And I think I've even seen him do the 4-pass loop in Colorado. So he's an experienced hiker, backpacker, and he's got a lot of great content. Well, he created this loop because he wanted a trail or a backpacking loop that hit a lot of the main icons here in the Superstition Wilderness. So there's the Flatiron. That's going to cross the Ridgeline. You go by Robber's Roost, the Freemont Saddle. You hike by Weaver's Needle and Battleship Mountain. So a lot of the coolest features here in the Supes, and that's what kind of drew me to it. Now I've seen guys like Jerry Arizona as well as another guy named Moon Juice who has a lot of good videos about the Supes. And they always did this loop counterclockwise. So they went up Siphon Draw and they climbed up to Flatiron first. Well, I'm going to do it a little bit different. I haven't seen anybody do this, and so I may be regretting it at the end, but I'm going to do it clockwise. And the reason for that is because there's no water on this trail, no reliable water on this trail. And so I'm carrying 8 liters for this 3-day, 2-night backpacking trip. And my initial thought was, you know, when you first climb up Siphon Draw into Flatiron, that's the first 3-4 miles of your trip, right? That's when your pack is the heaviest. You're gonna have all your water, you're gonna have all your food, and you're climbing, I think it's like 2,900 feet in elevation in those first 3 miles. And that just sounded like a killer. So I thought, well, if I do it clockwise and I camp near the Flatiron on my second night, well, then when I come down Flatiron, then my pack is going to be, you know, as light as a day pack. You know, I'm going to have really just 1 liter of water left to hike out. All my food's going to be gone. I'm just going to have my snacks left. And so I know the Flatiron is a day hike that a lot of people do, so it is possible to come down Flatiron. It may be slow, but I figure I'll have a nearly empty pack coming down. So that was my reasoning for doing it clockwise. Now, I may regret that, but so far it's worked out because the first 7 miles here, I'm at Battleship Mountain now, I'm at the base of it, was easy, you know, easy hiking to get to this point. And what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop my pack here, I'm gonna climb up to Battleship Mountain and, you know, and then come back down. And then I'll see how I feel. I may camp here, or I may continue a few more miles until I lose daylight. And that's kind of my tentative plan for right now. But let me get ready and then we'll start heading up Battleship Mountain. Here we go. This is the fun part. Tight little fit. go around the back over there. Hopefully be an easier ascent. Last few steps, finally reaching the top of Battleship Mountain. Whew! I can't believe I did that. Whew! There's a couple times I almost turned around. It's only about 1.25 miles, but you're going through a couple saddles, a false summit, and a couple of sketchy parts that I'm not looking forward to going back as I'll be heading down, especially with this wind. But whew, that was awesome. And just look how beautiful it is up here. Yeah, it's stunning. But let me show you what I'm going to be doing for the next couple days. All right, so I am currently down there. That's where I left my backpack. And what I'll be doing tomorrow is hiking around 14 miles. So this is Boulder Canyon, and then that's going to connect with the Peralta Trail. Peralta Trail is going to go right beside the Weaver's Needle. And then it's going to hang up. And then this right here, that's the Ridgeline. That looks awesome. I can't wait to do that. And then I'm going to camp up there for night 2. Because I looked at the map and it looked like the contour lines, there are some flat spots up there, and that'll be good. Because I want to be about 4 or 5 miles to my truck for my last day. So if I camp around, I'm assuming right around there, that's where the Flatiron is on the other side. And then you go straight down about 2,800 feet, and then my truck is over there. So that's the plan. That's the plan for the weekend. The plan for right now is I'm just gonna sit here, rest a little bit, actually eat my lunch, and head on down. All right, folks, see you at camp. I finally found a spot, and I was getting a little greedy. You know, I was hiking a mile, mile and a half, and I passed by several good campsites. So there's a lot of good campsites on this creek in the Boulder Canyon, tons of them, especially with sand. But I wanted a view, and I was in the canyon shadow, and I really didn't have a good view. Came around the corner, saw this, and I'm like, oh yeah, that will be a perfect spot. But today was a great day. Perfect temperatures. I think it was like 60, 65. The lows in the low 40s. So just perfect hiking weather, perfect camping and sleeping weather. I just love the Superstitions in January and February. And to have water, to camp next to water, that kind of blew me away a little bit. I would have brought a filter if I'd known I've been camping next to water. Instead, I'm carrying 8 liters of water for my 3 days. Most of that is for hydration. I'm not going to cook for breakfast. I'm not going to cook for lunch. I'll use a little bit for my dinner. But now I'm just going to go ahead and finish setting up camp, get my mattress set up, start cooking dinner, and then I'm going to be hitting bed to get up and do this all again tomorrow. All right, folks. See you in the morning. Morning, folks. It is day 2, and I am back on trail. Had a great sleep last night. I love sleeping on the sand. That makes it a lot softer. So I enjoyed that, and just hearing the sound of the creek rushing by, that was an unexpected surprise. So really loved that. The temperatures were perfect. I think it only got down to the lower 50s last night, so just an ideal night. But got to camp fairly early, around 7:30, because I have some decent miles that I need to hike today. I'm going to hike around 12 or 13 miles and get up to the ridgeline. But today is going to have kind of a whole bunch of icons that we're going to pass. So I think up first is going to be the Weaver's Needle, and then we're going to hike over the Freemont Saddle and start climbing up onto the ridgeline. And then from there, you're going to see Robber's Roost, if I can find it. And then just walking on the ridgeline itself, you're going to have wide open views. It's supposed to be blue skies today, so really looking forward to that. All right, folks, I will see you on the trail. I'm 4 miles in now, which means I typically like to take off my pack and take a little break, snack break, get the pack off my shoulders, and pretty good spot to land in. I've got a weaver's needle, which is pretty cool. So I've been watching weaver's needle all morning, almost the entire 4 miles. So that's been pretty cool. The sun's been in my eyes, so it hasn't necessarily been the best lighting for the shot, but it's been pretty cool seeing weaver's needle. Now, if you want to make this loop super hard, I saw one guy, actually I saw a guy and a girl do it, where they summit a lot of these icons. So one guy, I think his name was Devin. I think he's a friend of Moon Juice and Jerry, Arizona. Well, he took off and summited weaver's needle here. And then when you get up on the ridgeline, there's a couple of peaks up there that they drop their pack and they summit as well. And I think that makes the trip around 34 miles. So I'm not doing that. If you want to make this loop even harder, you can think about summiting all these different cool icons. As we say goodbye to weaver's needle, my next icon that I'm looking to stop at is Robber's Roost. Now it's beyond the Freemont Saddle, and I hear it's not clear of how to get there. So I watched a couple of videos, and from Moon Juice, they kind of gave some guides for what to look for and where you can find Robber's Roost. So hopefully we'll be able to find it. I have really been surprised with some of the wildflowers I've seen on this trail so far. It's not like a lot of them, but there's a good bit of variety and a lot of different colors. And I was just kind of surprised to see that in the desert where there's not a lot of water, but it has really been beautiful. So I finally reached the Freemont Saddle. Amazing views on both sides of the Weaver's Needle and the, I'm called the Peralta Trailhead. Beautiful, but trying to find the way up to Robber's Roost, just getting up there. Be sure you bring a map, because I am, constantly on that map trying to figure out where in the heck I'm going. All right, I think I found the trail that goes down to Robber's Roost. So on my map, there is a trail that leads down to where Robber's Roost is at. It didn't have a name on it, but I assumed this is what it was because it's in the same location. But the trail continues on that way. But Robber's Roost is, I'm pretty sure, down in there, some rock scrambling. So we're gonna head down there and see what we can find. I think this is it. Looks like all the videos I've seen. Troop 172, 61, 62, 63. This would be a cool place for Boy Scout troop. Yeah, this is what I remember people camping down in here. like it could flood if it rains really good. Pretty cool. Well, it's about lunchtime, and it kind of gives me a little reprieve from the wind, so I think this is a good place to have lunch. So sit here, take my pack off, rest for about 30 minutes to have some lunch, and then we're gonna go hit the ridgeline. Well, that was icon number 3, Robbers Roost, and that trail took me right down to it, and there were some cairns. Really cool experience. It's about 1/10 of a mile down there, a bit of rock scrambling to get down there and to get out, but definitely worth the side trip. So now I am on to the ridgeline. I love it when you can see the trail, and this one's going straight up that ridge line there. That's pretty cool. Ridgeline Trail, man. Whew! It is stunning. Wow, it's beautiful. So I'm not sure how, but I think that's the trail. And right now, it's just dropping off the side of a cliff. But I hear somebody down there. It's got to be the way. So that's where I came down, and I'd seen in the videos I've heard of a 10-foot little climb or drop, and this is it right here. All right, I think I'm going to call it for the day. It's almost 4 o'clock, and I have just been crawling since I came down from that ledge. Man, it was straight down with like scree-light dirt, and I'm just going a mile an hour. And maybe slower. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was going to start looking for a campsite at 4. I only got 10 miles in today. I was hoping to get 12, but I was looking at the contours on the map, and there's not really another good flat spot, probably for another couple miles. And if this last mile was any indicator, that could take me a while. But I found this sweet spot right up here. It's not too windy tonight. Man, it is beautiful out here. All right, let me set up camp. Well, that is day 2, and I didn't get quite as far as I would have liked. I was hoping to get 12, maybe 13 miles, but man, I was just exhausted from that last mile and scrambling and bouldering, and just, the miles were just ticking off really slow. So when I found this spot, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it. But it was just a magnificent day, seeing Weaver's Needle, the Freemont Saddle, Robbers Roost. The Ridgeline hike has been amazing. It's been exhausting and hard, but it has been amazing. And I'm thrilled about my campsite, so really looking forward to that. All right, folks, I will see you in the morning. Morning, folks. It is day 3, and I am still in my tent. I have a few extra miles that I need to cover, so I thought I'd get up earlier, try to get out of camp around 6:30, maybe 7 o'clock if I can. The sun doesn't really rise until around 7:30, so I may be hiking a little bit in the dark first thing in the morning. But it'll be cool if I can see the sunrise on the other side in the Superstition Mountains, so that might be fun. But we're gonna have a little breakfast, pack up everything, and then I will see you on the trail. You know, yesterday when I got into camp, I was thinking, why in the world do I do this? Why do I put myself through such suffering for backpacking? Because I was whipped yesterday after all that rock climbing, scrambling, navigating, going 1 mile an hour. That was frustrating. And then I'm walking along now on this ridgeline with the sunset views, looking on Weaver's Needle and just the mountain range. Oh wow. I was thinking, yeah, that's why I do it. Oh, it is so beautiful out here in the morning, and man, it is well worth it. It's going to be slow going today, I think. It's supposed to head down that way and over there, I believe. Now I have something that actually looks like a Ridgeline Trail, which is nice, because I was putting along so slow that my my watch was not even, calculating my pace. That means I was going slower than 1 mile an hour. So yeah, it took me about an hour to go that first mile, and now I have an actual trail. It's beautiful. So when you think of Ridgeline, don't think of, oh, I'm gonna get to the top and there's gonna be this nice trail like I'm on right now. Oh, no. There's parts of it that are like this. But there is a lot where you are having to navigate. Praise the Lord, Onyx backcountry saved me several times. And, just rock scrambling, climbing, figuring out a way to get over to the next spot. You come to a cliff and you're like, what? I gotta go down that? Or I gotta go up that? So it's not this nice smooth ridge line like you see here. But right now I'm just enjoying it, as I imagine I'm gonna have a few more rock scrambles along the way. One last good look at the ridge line. Looking back over that and seeing where I came almost looks impossible, but it's not. It's not easy. It's not just a straightforward trail, but man, it is beautiful. All right, first look, Flatiron. So this is a little spur trail off of the main loop, but as you can see, it's pretty cool. Definitely worth it. Oh yeah, you can see the sunset over there, view of the ridgeline. It's pretty sweet. All right, I gotta stop dilly-dallying. I gotta get back, making pretty good time. Much better time than in the beginning. And now I'm gonna go down Siphon Draw. That'll be my last kind of cool geological landmark that I want to check out, and that's straight down. That is straight down. So we'll see how much video gets done with that. right after siphon draw, it finally eases up. Still going down, but whew, a lot easier on the legs. Pretty good view. We're almost down to the bottom. In about a couple more miles, we can cruise into the truck. We are now on the Jacob crosscut, and this is going to take me back to my truck. Beautiful little flowers here. Loving it. Say goodbye to Flatiron. This has been an amazing trip, absolutely amazing. I do think I would recommend it going clockwise, the way I did. I think it's easier that way, you know, because I'm just coming down Flatiron. My legs are trembling right now, so it was slow going and hard, but I probably drank almost a liter of Gatorade coming down. So I can only imagine going up with a fully loaded pack. Probably gonna drink 2, if not 3 liters, just climbing up that thing. And good on you, Jerry, Arizona, Moon Juice, and Devin, because those guys, they hiked up there and then hiked all the way to Robert's Roost with a full pack, all their water. I'm like, good on you guys. I mean, if y'all ever watched this, good on you, because that's some hard hiking, even when you get up there and hiking through the Superstitions on the ridgeline. That's some hard hiking. So if you want an easier way, still challenging though, you know, I would recommend going clockwise. But the thing I like about this loop is that, you know, you can do Battleship Mountain as a day hike, and that would be awesome. You could do Weaver's Needle as a day hike, and that would be amazing. You could do Robert's Roost as a day hike, and that's going to be absolutely awesome. You know, the Ridgeline, people do that and go hike one of the peaks. The day hike up Flatiron, totally amazing and worth it. So all those are awesome day hikes in and of themselves, but to put them in a loop, man, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So thank you, Jerry, Arizona, for, you know, putting a video together about this loop, because it's been fun, it's been challenging, and I've absolutely loved it. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Until my next adventure, keep on blazing.